Let me check niggas' temperatures.
Yeah. Huh?
Jazz the ass. You just never know. You get on people saying like, I have a bar though, because he kept saying Vicky, Vicky, Vicky.
So I ain't want to bring up the Gilly. I ain't want to bring up ARAB.
Stay on this shit. Like, follow me on Instagram. That's ass Poker. Search it out. Let's switch it up. Now let's just say it came out that his story.
Nigga said, "Fall strong, nigga. I fall strong." What's the word? What's the word, man? Y'all know we back at it another morning, man, talking this battle rap shit, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up like I do each and every day. Each and every time you click that button, you know, the support is always appreciated. If you haven't seen it, please go check out the coffee interview. After this live, I need you to run that coffee interview. I promise you will not be this unsatisfied. You will not leave that. If you're looking for everything you want in battle rap promotion, you're gonna get it. So shout out to Coffee, man. She definitely one of my favorite people to interview. Let's get straight to it though, man. Y'all know why we here. Swamp says Verb gotta come outside. A Verb respond quickly. My thing is this battle really about to happen? Because y'all been playing with my emotions pertaining to this battle all year round. I've been looking forward to this battle at the end of 2022. So now that we almost at the halfway point in 2023, this is something that gotta go down. I want to say, obviously, shout out Verb, shout out to the city, shout out to Set. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna talk about this battle before I say and show love and respect to my city of St. Louis, our city of St. Louis, first and foremost. But y'all know how I feel about A Verb. He is a Mount Rushmore, undeniably. He is one of the best battle rappers of all time. He is a mortar. He is someone that literally put the city on his back, the state on his back, the region on his back, and went to New York, and you know what I'm saying, and changed battle rap forever. Now, you know, if you've been following me, you also know how I feel about Swamp. Swamp is someone that I have been following since his PG battle with Your Honor, one of the best PGs of all time. Coming out of Marion, South Carolina, I felt initially, and I've been saying this, that there was a lot of similarities to the way that Swamp approached battle rap and the way that Verb approached battle rap, pertaining to, representing an entire state, being the sole entity that is representing an entire state, representing an entire region, and going and traveling, and you know what I'm saying, doing those battles and putting on them wars and winning in a lot. Let's not forget, the run that Swamp was on when he initially came out. He was beating every single person that they had put him up against. But then, COVID happened, and COVID delayed a lot of what Swamp had going. A lot of his momentum that he had kind of garnished, kind of like a snowball running down the mountain, man. He had really built up a lot of momentum, a lot of he was getting a push by the URL. Don't forget, prior to COVID, he was supposed to already have battle rock. He's supposed to battle rock in a one rounder. That was a couple weeks away. He had already beat Twerk. You know what I'm saying? So he had did certain things. He had amassed a certain level of accomplishments. But COVID happened and things kind of settled down. I felt like he kind of like got disinterested in battle rap. But fuck all that. Him versus Verb, man. I think this is a battle that needs to happen. I think this is a battle that should have happened by now. There's a storyline, obviously. Gnome is coming up. Let's make no mistake about it, man. The next big card coming up for URL is Gnome. We've just seen what Swamp was able to do with the legendary Tay-Rock on Summer Madness. Now, obviously, if we being 100% transparent and honest with the Swamp and Tay-Rock battle, Tay-Rock committed what I would like to call suicide, respectfully. He did. He pretty much, you can't be in the South, disrespecting the South, and think you're gonna win the battle. It just ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. We all remember how that battle went. That first round, I was in the building for that first round for Rock and Swamp. It got dark for Swamp. I did not know. Looking at the end of the first round, I looked at Show, I looked at Deadass, and I was like, oh my, I don't know. I do not know if Swamp can come back from a round like that. But again, he gave us that legendary, I ain't going. I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? He did that second and third. He beat Rock. He beat one of the most legendary battle rappers. And you know what I'm saying? Even in 2022, he beat Rum Nitty. He beat the Unbeatables in 2022. If you think about it, he beat the Unbeatables. He beat Rum Nitty in a judge battle. He beat Fonz in a judge battle. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he lost to JC in the finals of the Ultimate Madness tournament. But my personal opinion, I thought he beat JC. I thought he had JC in the first 2 rounds. I'm not gonna hold you. He said, honestly, I want to see A War versus Verb more. I think, you know what I'm saying? CT, shout out J Ray in the chat. Definitely appreciate you, my boy. I will be in town next weekend. I will tap in with you. That's my word. But I think the A War versus A Verb probably has more allure to the battle. It has more allure to the battle just because obviously A Ward, you know what I'm saying, probably outside of Easy to Block Captain, respectfully, he's probably the biggest independent battle rapper that we have in our culture. And there are so many mega matchups associated with A Ward, obviously with the Verb being one of them. But I think that battle has to be like, one, it has to be on a neutral setting. I know Verb has the bandwidth to go wherever, but you know what I'm saying, I think it's also going to be a situation. Verb, you got to bring that goddamn price down. I ain't going to lie to you. You got to bring the price down. You got to bring 100. No one's paying you $100,000 to battle A Ward. And if they do, respect to you. And if that's your price, let it be that. But don't price yourself so far out the battle that people think that you duck in the battle, because that's what a lot of people are going to say, Verb. Respectfully, that's what a lot of people are saying, is that you price yourself so high that you know leagues are not going to pay that. But if you Verb and you standing on, first of all, you standing on your legacy, you standing on what you've done, and you standing on your business, knowing that your name brings views. Your name, Verb's name rings bells in a lot of rooms. Everywhere he goes, his name is ringing bells. I think this will be a great test for Swamp. We see the promotion. I'm seeing the promotion with Verb having a YouTube. Understand that the set is live and well. Understand that the set is definitely going to put a lot of public pressure on Swamp. This is one of them ones for you. You know, we look at it, I look at your resume. Your resume is crazy, but I don't think this might be your first Mount Rushmore. This might be your first Mount Rushmore. Tay Rock, yes. If I was doing a Mount Rushmore, he would be on my Mount Rushmore. But you know, it's the Murder Mooks, it's the Loaded Luxes, it's the Charlie Clips, it's the T-Rexes, it's the A-Verbs, it's those names that are synonymous as being the forefathers of this culture that we love so much in battle rap. And this is your first opportunity to really take down one of them giants. I do think that you have grown substantially when it pertains to battle rap. I've seen your creativity, your angles, your performance, your writings getting better. All these little things, I see you tweaking things, and you are no longer an underdog when you're going into a lot of battles. A lot of your battles, you are no longer an underdog. For people who were dumb enough to think Stumbles could beat Swamp, you out your goddamn mind. Yeah, out your goddamn mind. At this point, You know what I'm saying? Swamp is top tier. Swamp is top tier. The ish I need while eating pieces. Great work, friend. Boston in the building. What up, Ray? Definitely my G. I would give Verb 50K on Chrome for A Ward. Oh, yeah, no, 50K. You cut that price in half, my boy. You got a battle. You cut that 100K in half, Verb. You got A Ward on Chrome. And that's a big battle. That's a main event battle. Who needs to see Verb first, Swamp or A Ward? I think Swamp is a big matchup for Verb, but I think A Ward. It's hard to say Verb name is in a mega match because how many mega matches does Verb necessarily have? But I think this is a very big match. I think it's a very compelling match. I think it's going to be a lot of people invested in that A Ward battle because of the promotion. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody talking about A Ward. You got everybody talking about the rivalry or the back and forth between him and Verb, especially because they are in-state rivals. A Ward respectfully being from Kansas City, and Verb being from the crib, being from St. Louis. Who needs to see him first? I think will see him first is probably gonna be Swamp. Swamp again. It's a lot easier to get your battles booked when you have a home league like the URL that has a budget. When you A Ward, you got to kind of wait and pick and choose your opportunity. So I think Swamp is going to get the opportunity first. I think personally that's going to be on Gnome. It makes sense. It's right around the corner. And then I think if you are Verb, I can see Verb versus A Ward on a maxed out this summer. I could easily see that. The call out at Chrome was crazy. Being in the building, it was wild. The roof was lifted off the building. You literally seen phones. Phones went from here to where A Ward was rapping to here to where Verb was standing at in the crowd of St. Louis people. It was really that. You know what I'm saying? Leaving the venue, it was one of the storylines that everybody was talking about. People couldn't believe that A Ward took that moment to address Verb as he did. So no, it was definitely one of the biggest moments of that night. But that's what Verb is saying. Verb is saying, man, why I gotta be the biggest moment of your night? Why, when I look at your views don't measure up to what your talent says? And I've looked at the views. Views do not equal talent. Views do not equal quality of battle. But views do equal dollar signs. Views do equal big business. So it is kind of confusing to me personally to see us talk about A Ward and we put him on this pedestal, right? We put him on this pedestal when it comes to battle rap. How come him and Rum Nitty don't have 1 million views? How come him and Ill Will don't have? Well, let me make sure. I want to say they don't have 1 million views either, but I know that Rum Nitty battle doesn't have 1 million views. A Ward versus Ill Will. A Ward versus Ill Will doesn't have 1 million views. So it's like we put them on this pedestal, but one of the requirements of being on that pedestal is prestige, is viewership, is bringing in big business, big dollar signs. And for whatever reason, I'm only going with what the numbers say. Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The numbers do not lie. A Ward's biggest battles do not have 1 million views on them. When you look at and when you talk about the history of battle rap, A Ward has been in some of the best battles of the years. But when you talk about legendary culture shifting battles, what battle has A Ward has that you would consider a culture shifting battle? Because on Verb sides, we know him. We can talk to Moot. We can talk to Lux. We can talk him versus Hollow. We can talk him versus K-Shine. Win, lose, or draw, those are culture shifting battles. Those are culture shifting battles. And So you think 500K is not good on a smaller platform? 500K is good on a smaller platform, but if you look at the two battles I just talked about, Ill Will versus A Ward is on RBE. Ill Will versus A Ward is on RBE. It's been up for a year and it has 773,000 views. What are we doing with that? What are we doing with that information? When we look at him and Nitty, what is it? A Ward versus Rum Nitty. And this is on the Riot. This was in 2021. That had I'm I'm sorry. I'm tripping. That was a Geeky Got It battle that was in 2021. Rum Nitty and A Ward on the Riot has 429,000 views in 7 months. What's up, Joey? What's the word, my boy? Hey, man, I hope you watch that coffee. You and your girl need to watch that coffee interview, man. Hey, she different. She different. So is it all about the views for me? No, but when you're going to negotiation tables, if you A War, when I'm going to negotiation tables and I just look at the numbers and I say, well, I'm going to bring you, you know what I'm saying, hundreds of thousands of views, guaranteed, maybe even 1 million views. 700K is amazing in a year. Verse passwords got like 90. So what we doing? Oh no, here's the hold on, K-Shine lawyer, hold on. But Verb, we can do the same thing. Like I said, if we look at some of your battles again, K-Shine just talked about that. I watched that Verb versus passwords. Verb got passwords up out of here that battle too. But that battle only has 90K. Now, GTX, smaller platform, okay, cool. But historically, Verb brings views. Historically, he do. He brings eyes. He brings big business. Everybody's talking about when Verb has a battle. Verb don't battle when most of the time when Verb battles. Again, he's a compelling storyline. He's one of the biggest names in battle rap. He's one of the most active battles that we have when it comes to the older generation, and he's one of the biggest names. Oh man, I definitely appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it. Now again, views do not mean anything to me. They should not mean anything to the battle rap consumer. The views should only be people that should be concerned with the views are the people that sign in contracts for the battles. That's it. What's up, Kumba? What's up? What's up? What's the word? What's the word? Dobson, I appreciate you. Again, we talking good versus great. I see 743,000 views is good, but is it great? Again, when we talk top tier, easy. Hold on, let me put this in perspective. For y'all. So I'm not gonna do the easy versus Hitman Holla because we already know there's 2 million, well over 2 million views in a month. Shout out to Remy Macron 23. But this is what I will do. Easy, the block captain versus Big T. And we just talking views. It's at half the views that A Ward's battle is with Ill Will and half the time. So he's doing what's easy the block captains at over 300,000 views in 4 months. And we know for a fact that respectfully, Battle Rap Academy platform is smaller than RBE's. In terms of views, what has Verb recent battles done number wise versus A Ward? We just sober. We just talked about that. Versus when it comes to A Ward being a 1 million view battler, he's not a 1 million view battler. His battles do very well, but they don't do millions of views. If you look at Verb's past numbers on YouTube, his numbers ain't good on YouTube. When it comes to recent battles, Verb versus passwords. That's at respectfully 11 months. That's almost a year. That battle's not. It's not even at 100,000. Um, you got Verb versus. You can say Verb versus Paste. That's 4 years ago. That's kind of old. But that battle's not at what Verb versus Paste is not at half a million. It's not at half a million views in 4 years. So again, that's why I don't like talking. For me, when it comes to Verb and A Ward, the only people first of all, not even Verb versus A Ward, just in battle rap, the only people that should be concerned about what the views do when it comes to setting up battles is the battle rappers themselves. Because that's the negotiation ploy. But matchups makes fights. I think this is a good matchup. I think A Ward does a lot on stage as a battle rapper. He angles, he schemes, he freestyles, he rebuttals. Verb, I feel like Verb is electrifying. This past year, I want to say to me is one of Verb's best years in battle rap. One of his most consistent years in battle rap for a good amount of time, if we being completely honest. Battling Head Ice, battling Passwords, battling Easy to Block Captain, battling KCJ, battling Hollow to Don, battling Shotgun Should. He did very well in the majority of those battles. Did he lose some of those battles? Yes, but again, sometimes it's not about the wins or the losses, it's about the fight itself. And I think A Ward is a great fight for Verb. But I think Swamp is gonna be the one that his matchup is gonna happen a lot sooner. Yeah, I didn't talk about A Ward so much. I gotta put A Ward in the title of this now. Shit. But Swamp again, I think the Swamp battle is about to happen. Gnome I think it's a great place for it. Where does it land on the card for me? I think it depends. It's definitely higher up on the card. I think it could be a co-main event. If nobody will pay Verb's price based on recent numbers. Honestly, A Ward is someone a lot of people want to battle. A Ward next to it goes Easy to Block Captain and A Ward. Those are the two names that I feel like across the board, whether you are a male or a female in battle rap, you're taking that battle if it gets offered to you. For the majority, I feel like 95% are better if you're getting offered an A Ward battle. If you're getting offered an Easy to Block Captain battle, you're gonna take that immediately. But when it comes to the views, man, again, the views are the views. But when it comes to the battles and the potential of the battles, I think A Ward and Verb could be very good. I feel like Verb has updated his presentation when it comes to battle rap. He's figured out the algorithm for this specific era of battle rap, because we know battle rap is always changing, it's always evolving, it's always improving or getting better. A Ward versus Big K is at 387,000 in a month. Okay, I like that. That's a great call out. I would say this: are people watching that battle because people said A Ward lost so badly? Now, what you watch for. So the views are the views. But is that why those views are so high? And the fact that Big K is also getting ready to battle Murder Mook, so you do got to kind of watch that battle. But that's a good call out. I'm not mad at that. Who you think will win the battle? Because I know you rock with Swamp and you from St. Louis. Who do I think will win between Swamp and Verb? That's a great question. I think Swamp is really, really on a run right now. I thought he had a great 2022. The only battle I didn't like from Swamp in 2022 was the Arsenal battle. I didn't like that battle. Now I heard, you know what I'm saying, I've heard some things. Mink with the Saga, you know what I'm saying? Saga wasn't as bad as y'all made it seem. No, hold on. We talking about battle rap. We not talking about rapping. Now, although I think Swamp can rap and he does very well on tracks, no. Verb is the best rapper in battle rap to me. I'm great at punching out things. I'm great. But let me answer the question though. Who I think will win that battle between Swamp and Verb? Um, right now, do. I think if that battle happens in Houston, I think Verb gets him. If it happened in Houston, I think Verb gets him. I think Verb can get him. I do think Verb can get him. I think it'll be very close. This is one of them battles where he needs to have a Rum Nitty type performance. He has to have a Tay-Rock performance. He cannot come in with the Arsenal. He cannot come in with the Arsenal performance. He needs to understand that Verb is definitely, I feel like he's in a different bag, but I also think Swamp is in a different bag. I think the thing about Swamp is we don't know how deep Swamp's bag actually is because he's still evolving in this sport. He's still relatively young in the sport. But I want to see the battle now. I heard the Stumbles battle, things got ugly. I heard Swamp dog walk Stumbles, which is what I expected. But again, I think Stumble was a little overhyped, and I think he got the push just based off everything outside of battle rap. Everything other than battle rapping, I felt like is why Stumbles got that push last year. I felt like the URL took advantage of a negative situation and kind of exploited Stumbles and put him in position to battle a whole bunch of names that he really wasn't ready for. Did he win a couple of those battles? Yes. But you said Verb beat Swamp anywhere but in Y. I think it'd be hard for Verb to beat Swamp in Atlanta. I think it'll be hard for Verb to beat Swamp in Atlanta because Atlanta is very close to South Carolina, very, very close. And I know it's a lot of St. Louis support. I know Verb is, I think he even live in Atlanta. So I know the support is there, but I've been in those spaces in the South when Swamp is battling. He's definitely the king of the South. But I'll also say this: Verb been there before. He didn't been in Battle Murder Mook in New York. You know what I'm saying? He's done these things. He's been at those things. He's seen monsters before. Respect the Sue Surf. He's seen monsters before. You say I thought Verb will need to go back to the Midwest movement for Verb to be effective. No, because I felt like Verb versus Shotgun was a good Verb. I had Shotgun winning. I mean, I had Verb winning that battle respectfully. I think I had it first and third. I had Verb beating Suge. But you know, we can debate that all day. You say you think B Dot will give Verb a run for his money regarding the rapping? I know Verb B Dot does very well when it comes to rapping, but I just, you know what I'm saying, I've listened to a few albums of Verb's and he definitely got a flow pattern. He definitely got a flow. I thought B Dot battle Verb. I didn't say he didn't battle Verb. I didn't say that. But what do y'all think? I mean, shit, we didn't talk about Verb versus A Ward, Verb versus oh yeah, no, I gotta get to this drawing now. We didn't talk about Verb versus Swamp, Verb versus A Ward. End of the day, I want to see this battle. We need to see this battle. Verb, don't drive your price up. Keep that price within reason. Make your money, but make your money so we can see the battle for known. Swamp, don't you play with Verb. Don't you build up all this momentum and all this esteem just to let Verb smack you and sit you down. I don't think Verb versus A Ward, I don't think that's gonna happen in St. Louis. Respectfully, St. Louis Street Reports, Street Status, y'all will have to come together with RBE. Again, I don't like, you have to have that, like the building for that would be crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. Make sure y'all go check out the coffee interview we did last night. If you're new to the channel, sub to the channel. It was a movie, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Again, y'all already know the motto. Y'all know exactly who I am and what I do. This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And you know the motto. I ain't just getting started. I've been here.